My name is Kende Arasi, and I'm more or less assisting Mr. Tope this evening on our second. So this will be the second meeting we'll be having for CMX Ibadan. So this will be the second time we'll be having it. The first time was done last month, in the month of February. So that was like our introduction to CMX Ibadan. So this will be the second event where we'll be having, and we hope that each and every one of us that will join in will benefit and make sure that the time you've spared was not wasted. So the second person I will discuss, we have Ricky Chick. Can I just do a brief introduction?
Yeah, hey you all. My name is Ricky Cheek. I'm an account executive here at Bevy. So just looking forward to attending community events and just learning about the community space.
Okay, great. It's very, very great having you on board with you. So we hope you learn a lot from this session. So
Awesome.
yeah. So over to you, Mr. Tope.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's nice having this kind of session again. This will be our second edition of CMS Connect Ibadan. And of course, we are still growing. Yes, as I said earlier, this will be our first session. As I believe our second session. I mean, of course, our third session coming up will be physical one, which is the CMX Fest for Ibadan. So we believe that this will create more awareness about CMX, the whole part about what CMX does, and of course the aims and objective of CMX. Of course, not everybody is getting to know what CMX is doing currently, but we believe outside the whole part of the ecosystem in Ibadan, we hope to push more of this community part of community part in Ibadan to be precise, and believe our second or by the time we believe fourth of course, it will be more explored because then people are getting to know what CMX is all about. Because now some people do not get to know what CMX is all about. So, but we believe that all these sessions will really matter because people will later come back by the time they start getting to know or having to understand what CMX is doing and of course the impact of CMX, not fact why they should join is very very important. So we believe that this is just all about the. I think our first session was talking about introduction to CMX. Of course, we still have a new turn up, and today we this just our having to understand the opportunity of community for building opportunity for community members, both as a community leader and of course as a member. So, and this is why we reach out to the community lead Africa lead, Timothy. It will be enlightening us why this session is on recording. We hope to upload all these sessions on YouTube for future references where all these members, as long as they are coming, they can easily go there and of course watch and why they should understand all these things that are quite very important. And why we are discussing this topic is because a lot of people join communities a lot. I can't tell you I can't just tell you how many WhatsApp group I belong to. But I've realized as a community personnel that there is more to joining WhatsApp group or people belong to a WhatsApp group and they still don't take opportunities. And we believe that this session will enlighten more impactful session where they would get to understand why they might not be here. Of course, we hope to have this session with them for them to understand in both now and in present futures for them to understand why they should join a tech community and not just joining a community. They should get to know why they should join in and why they are joining. They should also know how to of course take opportunity. So I'll be it's a nice opportunity to have Timothy in our midst. Of course, I'll do it but more a little biography about him. Of course, first time I meet Timothy was the CMX Fest in Lagos. Of course, I'm a Lagos, I'm a Ibadan person. I'm not a Lagos person. And of course, ever since then, I can boldly tell him or anywhere I am that community is really, really impacting towards what people should understand about community building. We in Ibadan here, like the likes of Lagos, is quite different from the way we here in Ibadan is really pulling up the community ecosystem. It is just now we are getting to know the impact of community, not just because community has not been existing before, but because people that are there don't really understand or how the whole community ecosystem is working, right? And that will be my first time of attending CMX, of course, the community managers in Lagos, and of course, I was able to see a lot of things. My eyes was able to experience a lot of things. I was like, wow, this is more beyond just creating a WhatsApp group and say, yes, this is the community. And of course, it really grown me with passion to go back to my own state. And of course, with the little people that we have here, I can tell you that in the whole ecosystem of your state, we are really pulling up a big time. And there has been a lot of growth ever since we understand about community. Because it takes one person to understand how to build a community, and it takes other people to build with him, right? So I would introduce um, Timothy today. Timothy is a program and of course a community manager. He has an experience, about 6 years experience in building and managing communities, and of course in marketing team. I can tell you that I can testify to that. He has a proven track record of developing and executing successful programs. I can tell you, yes, that's true. And a call campaign and initiative that are engaged and grow users base. Of course, with a deep understanding of social media and online communities, he has been able to establish trust, foster meaningful relationship with stakeholders, partners, customers, and also engage B2B. You see the fact that he did not put here is also engage with, he knows how to engage with people a lot. I can tell you, I've seen it several times, right? And these are people that understand how community works beyond just creating a WhatsApp community, right? Thank you, Timothy. It's nice having you here this evening. You can have the mic now. Thank you very much. It seems you've muted your device.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Clearly, we can.
Okay, perfect. So thank you very much, Tope, for that introduction. Really, I'm excited to be here to have a conversation around how to build opportunities for your for community members as community managers, and also how community members can be able to, harness opportunities in communities they're part of. Right. So I spent like the past couple of like over 6 years building communities, both product focused communities, developer focused communities, NGOs, and stuff like that. And one thing I've seen that people like Tokwe shared and Kind shared is whereby people, join a lot of communities without understanding why they're part of those communities, right? And after being in this community for like well, like say a couple of months, they start complaining that what am I doing here? This community is not active. I'm not benefiting from this community and stuff like that, right? So my conversation today is around just citing examples and sharing insight into ways you can be able to benefit in community you're part of as community members, and also ways community managers and community leaders who build these communities will be able to create an environment whereby create an environment, create opportunities for their own community members. So yeah, am I good to just dive straight in? So again, this is not I'm not using a slide, right? I'm speaking right from my head, right? Just like I just highlighted a lot of point I want to touch. I want to touch in this conversation and just flow right in. If you don't have a question, please do it to just raise your hand or just note it on the chat. I think there's a chat. Yeah. Then yeah, I'll just flow. So am I good to go? Hi, Takwa. Am I good to go?
Yes, you
Hi,
can go ahead.
Takwa.
You can go ahead.
Oh yeah, I just want to confirm. Yeah, thank you very much. So yeah, like Takwe said, I'm Timothy. I'm currently the head of community at Community Lead Africa. What we do at Community Lead Africa is hosting a community and building a community to support people that build communities. Right. So either a community manager, a community leader, a community builder, delver, as far as you build communities, yeah, we create a safe space for you to come together and just network with your kind, and also create support for you while you build communities. Right, community in Africa is for anybody within Africa, or is within communities in Africa. So my day-to-day activities basically just to support community managers across Africa. So diving straight into our conversation today, building opportunities for community members. I'm driving the conversation in two ways, right? On the head of as a community member, on the end of as a community manager. So I'll spend the first part of my conversation focus on community managers, right? How they could be able to um, build opportunities and build an environment for their community members to thrive, right? Diving into that particular conversation, there's one thing that you always stand out as a community manager or as you build communities that you want to be engaged, that you want people to be part of, right? You want people to actively be part of, right? So, in as much as you have a goal for a community, let's say you're building a community of for developers, people who are are writing code, either front end, back end, or cloud, or it may be you're building a community for them to come together and network, share ideas, and just support each other, and it's just like a general community, right? And as far as you're doing that, let's say the case study you're doing that in Ibadan. For I don't know if I'm pronouncing the state correctly, you're doing that in Ibadan, and you feel like there's a lack of, let's say, a point system, a lack of point, a lack of connection for developers in the city. They are not coming together and not working together. There's this silo way of learning, way of building and stuff like that. I feel like having a community will bridge that gap where everybody could come together and learn from each other and just network. And if you're like, okay, what's the best thing for us to do? Well, let's just create a WhatsApp group and just get everyone together. It's an exciting thing. So the first few weeks to a month, or even more than a month, you get a lot of people, who will join the WhatsApp group and just to engage and stuff like that. But as time goes by, the WhatsApp group tend to reduce, or the Telegram group or the Discord group tend to reduce because there's really no activity around the community. The community was built on vibes. They just get people together, they just connect people together. So one thing I usually tell community managers why they started building communities, for them to be able to build a community strategy why they are building a community, right? Identifying everything you need in able to build that community and scale that community. So if there's no strategy for you, if there's no strategy for the community, there's really no need, building that community, because that community is like, you're building a community on vibes. You're building a community of waking up every day and just, what are we doing today? And with that, it's not sustainable. And with that, there's no opportunity for your community. And with that, people are not actively involved in a community. So for that, you usually follow like a flow when it comes to building community that in return will create opportunities and environment for your members to thrive in your community. And one, for you to be able to do that, you have to pay close attention to what is happening in your community. Let's say, for example, you've already like say created the WhatsApp group already, like started it off on vibes, and that's when you started seeing the issue. That's when you say people are not really actively engaging in the community, right? One thing you have to start focusing on, being an active listener in your community, pay close attention to what members are discussing, get their feedback, do an anonymous survey, do an anonymous form, and help identify to understand their needs, their interests, and areas of growth, right? So if you don't actively listen in your community, why you are building that community, you're able to understand even the opportunities you want to create for your community members, because you're not actively listening to them. You have to pay close attention to understand where the part right now they are in their own career. Are they at the junior level? Are they at the mid level? Are they seniors in their career path, right? So you have to pay close attention, understand the needs of a community members, and you have to start building opportunities around that. One, also you have to also have an understanding of who your community members are, right? Like usually, like people usually call it in the marketing end, user persona, right? But for in the community perspective, you could able to call it member persona, right? Creating profiles, understanding the numbers of people, the people, the categories of people in your community, right? These will help tailor engagement, help tailor content, help tailor opportunities, right? You want to understand who are the people in my community. Okay, it's a community of developers. What are the type of developers in my community? Do we have front-end developers? Do we have back-end developers? Do we have the cloud guys? What are the set of people in our community, right? And who are they beginners? Are they mid-level folks? Are they senior level folks, right? Are they people who are currently employed? Are they people who are unemployed? Are they people that are working freelance? Are they people who own agencies and stuff like that? So you have to break down your community and understand the member personnel of your community before you start building opportunities, about creating an environment for them to thrive as a community, as community members. So passing through the particular flow whereby you're actively listening to your community, understanding the type of content they are sharing, the kind of discussion that's happening there, you're gathering feedback, you're asking questions, how can we help, what are your interests, what are you looking forward to in the community and stuff like that, and monitoring the discussions, the contribution of the community, and also now understanding the people in your community, the members. Who are they? Are they mid levels? Are they high levels? Are they beginners? You want to start fostering connection between them, right? Because you can't create opportunities if there's no connection within the community members, or within the community members and community managers, right? So opportunities don't just it's not just about jobs, not about will I say, not about jobs, not even about giveaways and stuff like that. There's a lot when it comes to opportunity in a sense, and you can't create opportunities without fostering connection, because not every opportunities will be coming from you. Most opportunities might be coming from other community members in the community, right? Because you can't be out there creating a lot of opportunity for your community members every time, because there's little you can do when it comes to creating opportunity. But what you could do is create an environment that will inspire what opportunities in the community, that will inspire members to actively share other opportunities they have with with other community members, right? So, and for you to be able to achieve that, you have to create what connections, fostering connection within community members, making community members understand themselves, know themselves, be friends with themselves, right? Do icebreakers, do networking events, connect members together with similar interests, with similar skills, do mentorship program whereby high level and senior level community members could be able to, mentor other newcomers, mentor other new members, also mentor you know beginners and mid-level people, do member spotlights where you can able to showcase the achievements and achievement and experience of other community members, right? So for opportunities to be created in your community, for you to create an environment where people will be able to share opportunity, they have to understand that there are people in your community who could be able to take advantage of those opportunities, right? I've been part of so many communities. For example, the political community I've been part of in my state, right? The state tech community. There's this particular folk that usually, share. I think it's based abroad. I think it's based in the UK. Usually share opportunities, right? When it comes to freelance and short contract roles in the community. But most times he share those opportunities in the community. There's really no one that usually grab those opportunities. There's really no one that's usually prepared for that opportunity. So few months down the line, it's just no need sharing these will I say these opportunities again in the group, because again the people are not here who grab this opportunity. So why waste my time in just sharing this opportunity here? So why that happened is because people, the community manager or the community leader for that particular community did not really, showcase, create that connection between community members to understand the type of people in their community. Are they mid-level? Are they senior level? Are they able to what, take on those particular opportunities? And when people start sharing opportunities that people are not taking advantage of in the community, they tend to stop sharing those opportunities, right? And go look for someone else. Someone else, they want what share those opportunities. But when people understand the people in this particular community, for example, whereby you as a community manager, you are doing member spotlights, whereby you're spotlighting various members in the community. This is Tope James, he's a software engineer. For the past 4 years, he's been building with React, Vue, Node.js, and stuff like that. He has worked with XYZ companies and stuff like that. So doing those member spotlights, people in the community, wow, we have this type of person in the community. Oh wow, we have XYZ in the community. So when opportunity arises within their network, they tend to share it with members of the community because they believe and they know that this set of people are in the community, right? So again, creating opportunity, like I said earlier on, is not just about job. It's not about giveaways, right? It can be knowledge, it can be projects, it can be programs, right? These are also what opportunities, right? So for example, while creating opportunities, you could think of doing a skill sharing workshop, right? Because for example, let's say I'm a community member who just started, who just started a beginner level community manager, a beginner level community member as a developer who just joined the community, right? And I was opportune, and maybe the community manager is doing this particular workshop series whereby it brings senior engineers, senior developers to come have a conversation about core engineering principles and stuffs in software engineering, right? Me not being part of that community will not really give me access to those resources, to those knowledge, right? So again, hosting workshops, these are opportunities, right? Whereby community members could benefit from not just general workshop, right? Targeted workshop and workshop on interest that community members which would love that they are looking forward to, right? So in terms of opportunities, you could those workshops that are tailored to your community members. You could also work on collaborative projects, right? Building for social impact. Just say, okay, what's up? Why don't we as a community come together and work on a particular project that will benefit the community or that benefits the city, which maybe, let's say for example, an Ibadan tech community. Also, why don't we come together and work and build an application for the fire service, fire service, like it's a company organization in Ibadan. The fire somewhere, anybody could just, with the app, just, signal the the company, what's up, there's fire happening at XYZ, you need to be quenched off, right? So why don't you just come together and build something like that, collaborative project? That's an opportunity for people to what, showcase their skills, for people to what, build experience, for people to what, build experience. These are opportunities, creating collaborative projects that could be cheaper and have, hundreds and thousands of members, that community members can be able to brag with and say, what's up, I was part of the team that built XYZ app, right? Apart from that, people usually love to what, be celebrated, right? So again, try to what, recognize community members as they contribute one way or the other in the community. With that, other members can be able to see that, hey, this is what this person is doing, right? Are you able to share able to share opportunities and resources across to that particular person? And apart from that, as community managers, what other better ways for you to build opportunities for your members is to collaborate with other communities, right? Like if there are communities for every sort of thing in this world right now, right? Let's say you're a developer focused community, you can be able to collaborate with a will I use the word, with a job, right? There are companies like Propel, right, that is connecting tech talent to global opportunities, right? You can be able to collaborate with Propel. Hey, what's up? We have hundreds of developers in our community, and we are seeing that you guys are connecting talent to global opportunities. Why don't you just take a look through our community? Let's have a partnership, let's collaborate and find a way you can able to connect our talent to global opportunities, right? Community managers should be big on collaboration with other communities, with other companies. That is one great way for you to be able to create opportunities for your community members. That gives them a broader connection to a more bigger opportunities, more bigger communities. Let's say, for example, you are managing a community of like 100 plus people who are just focused on just sharing content and resources, and you're now collaborating with a larger community, thousands of people, which in turn have thousands of network and connection, whereby with that particular collaboration, your community members now have access to the pool of resources in that other community. So, right, be big on collaboration when it comes to building opportunities for your and why you do that, please know, do it to take feedback, right? So because you might feel like what you are doing is what's best, but without taking into stand that maybe you are going in the wrong direction while creating opportunities, right? Opportunities you need might not be job opportunities. They might just be resources, right? Or they might not be resources. They might just be, a network of people to follow when it comes to when you're having technical challenge, right? So figure out the interest of your community members and build opportunities around those that specific needs, not just every form of just bombarding them with any form of opportunity you come across on the internet or you come across within your network. Yeah, I think that's for building opportunity managers for community members. But when it comes to as community members, are they able to build opportunities for themselves, or are they able to harness these opportunities? I would say from a community member perspective, let me take myself as an example. I've been part of some other communities as just a member, not building the community, not part of the community team, just there to learn. And there's so many things I look out for while I'm in the community that will make me actively engage in the community, that make me oh wow, this community is good. That will make me mute the community or just maybe even leave the community group, right? So as community members, I would advise and I would say that when you join a particular community, understand the goal of that community, right? So every community have their goals, every community have what they are focused on, right? So when you understand what a community focus on, you'll be able to harness opportunities and know where and go to when you are in need of XYZ. So let me break that down a bit. So as community members, right, there are reasons why you join community. Yeah, there are personal reasons why you join community. You might be joining the community for will I say for networking purpose, you might be joining the community for resource purpose, you might be joining the community for job purpose, right? So when you join those particular communities, try to be active in those communities, right? Because people usually complain that, hey, what's up? They are doing XYZ, will I use what giveaway, or they're doing XYZ stuff in the community, and I'm not benefiting from. It feels like the community managers are being partial. But yeah, they are not really being partial because you're not really actively engaged in the community, and people don't really know you in that community. So, for example, this is what happened. So during the COVID period, right? The story I was told during the COVID period, during the COVID period where people were laid off because of on-site roles, because their roles were focused on site, right? You were laid off, and that was it, because again their roles were physically had to be physical, right? So to post on community group, say what's up, I'm being laid off due to the whole COVID issue. I'm looking for opportunities and stuff like that. So what happened is some people get the opportunity, some people did not, right? There was a particular guy that didn't get an opportunity then, but later on just found his way when the whole lockdown was restored and stuff like that. So what happened a few years down the line again, during this whole layoff thing that I started started last year, 2022, ending to 2023. What happened was he was laid off again in his company, right? Someone else was laid off, right, in another company elsewhere. So these are two software engineers that were laid off that are part of a particular community group. So one of them announced, I'm XYZ. I was laid off by XYZ company. I'm currently looking for my next opportunity. If you have anything around software engineering, mostly focused on front end and React, please wait to reach out. Here's my link to my resume, portfolio, and stuff like that. He posted it, right? This guy has been someone that's active in the community, right? He has been sharing resources, he has been helping out beginners, he has been there for people. So when he dropped a particular message, it had a lot of reaction. It had a lot of people say, "Oh, so sorry, wishing you the best. This is a link for you to get, a link for you to check out for new jobs. Oh, let me check within my network and stuff like that." Right? So there was this other guy who has not been active in the community, who is just there. I do just go check what was happening in the community. What are the latest gossip in the community, and just read through, laugh, and go. Doesn't really interact. It's just like those ghost members in communities, right? So when he was laid off, that same guy that was laid off during the COVID period, and nobody really, he didn't get a role, but with COVID he came back. Now he was laid off again. He went to the group since he saw someone that posted a particular message, say, "Hey, what's up?" and stuff like that. He just copied that same format and just pasted right there on the community group. But he had fewer response. Not everyone was really will I use the word into it. People don't really know him, right? So they can't even bash for him. They can't send opportunities around his way. So as community members, tend to be actively engaged in your community. So when opportunities come around, or when you are faced with a challenge, people will come through for you, right? Because people will vouch for you. Few weeks and few months down the line, the first guy that was that was laid off, that was actively engaging and supporting people, got a role because someone in the community, his community was hiring for a front-end engineer. Like, "Oh, what's up? I knew XYZ. He's good at what he does." He skipped most of the interview process and just went straight into test and final interview with the engineering manager, and that was it. Right? He came to the group and said, "Hey, what's up? I got a new role." And that guy was in the community, no role. After that guy did that particular post on his community, "What's up? I'm excited to announce that I've joined XYZ. It was due to all thanks to XYZ, right?" This guy was furious. Say, "Are people not seeing me in the community? I'm currently still laid off. I currently don't have a job, and I posted on this community that, hey, what's up? If you have an opportunity, share my way. No one is sharing an opportunity my way. No one even checking out my message, right?" It get to a point the guy was frustrated and left the community. So yeah, here's an advice for community members when you're part of communities. Don't be like the other guy, the big guy, right? Be focused on actively engaging in communities, find a way to support, attending meetups, attending events. Make sure that people in the community know you, one, and know you for what you do, right? What you do as in your career path. So they might know you as that guy you usually attend events. Make sure they know you that you're a software engineer or you're a product designer. So when opportunities arise, they'll be able to share those opportunities with you, right? So the biggest key when it comes to creating opportunities is for you to actively engage in communities. So yeah, so that's basically a run through for both community managers and also for community members when it comes to building opportunities and analyzing opportunities in various communities. So
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much, Timothy. That's something I've noticed. Most committee members, right? You've really done a justice to some part of what I wanted to mention. I noticed that people joining the community these days are only looking for opportunities, or how can
yeah,
I quickly get a job and leave. One thing is
Yeah.
that I remember one conversation I had the first time I joined CNA. Somebody was saying that when you start anything you started with the community, you need to keep on building it continuously. If you start with food, you must ensure
Ah,
that that food must
that
sustain
food must be there.
if it is if it is food you are giving this guy, you must ensure it. If it is job, you are bringing these people. So
Yeah.
in your own terms, what will you define as me or as somebody like for example now, I would use the ecosystems as an example. The Lagos ecosystem is different from the Ibadan ecosystem. You see, if you do paid event in Ibadan, in Lagos, they will come. But we as the community managers in Ibadan, can we not do that? Because the people we don't even if they pay, some people will still not come. Talk less of now that is now in free. So in the ecosystem, what do you think should we consider ecosystem as part of community building? Because the ecosystem in Lagos, you can't define it with people in Ibadan compared to people in Abuja because they are different audiences. What can you talk about that?
So basically, ecosystem differs, people differs, community differs, city differs, right? So you have to understand the stage at which the ecosystem is right is at that particular point in that particular city, in that particular place, right? Like you mentioned, you can be able to do paid events in Lagos and people will pay to attend because of the growth of the ecosystem at that point, right? Every again, not just community make up an ecosystem. Talent make
Mm,
on an ecosystem, the VCs make on an ecosystem, the communities make on an ecosystem, the legal part of an ecosystem. Like I said, VC investors make an ecosystem, the startups make an ecosystem, the government policy make an ecosystem. So you have to understand the stage at which that ecosystem is currently at. Is it an active ecosystem whereby
mm,
there's talent, there are investors, the government policy is right, people are dead, investors, startups are there, their jobs, right? You have to understand the current state of that ecosystem as a community manager, right? Because if you don't understand the ecosystem you are playing on or you're playing at, you will build wrong. To take for instance, let's say we are using Ibadan the case study, which I don't have the actual fact correct right in my palm. Let's say the ecosystem is like few years old, right? There's not a lot of activities happening in the ecosystem, and as a community manager, you just feel like you want to build, you want to start a paid community for developers. That you're gonna hit very wrong because one, there might not be, or it's an early stage ecosystem or community as it may be, there might not be the talent there, right? So you building a paid community at that point when there's no talent that could be able to pay for that particular community is a waste. So why building communities? You have to understand the stage at which the ecosystem is at that particular time, right? Is that the growth stage whereby the lot of things happening, or is that the beginning stage? Oh yeah, the I stage whereby there's talent, there are startups, there are investors, there are hubs, there are government policies that's shaping the whole ecosystem. Is that stage whereby you can be able to explore and do anything? Or is that beginning stage whereby as community you are focused on building community that can be able to grow people in their career paths? Or you're focused on building a community for startups that people could be able to come together and build companies, right? So understand the stage ecosystem is why building community, because that will definitely help you in your community. So you can't take away ecosystem when it comes to building community. You have to understand the ecosystem why you're building community in a particular place. How is that, right?
I wanted to do one thing about the ecosystem part of this is in Ibadan, what we've noticed that regardless of the people that are really understand how this ecosystem left Ibadan and be like, oh, we can't make money, there's no money in Ibadan, and you know how it is, we just have to leave. We just, as a tech, everybody wants to go to Lagos and make this real money, right? But we understand that this is our ecosystem. As part of what we are building as community personnel, the community has not really called. In fact, I can tell you that even when you have this, when you organize the CLA, you notice people that are from Ibadan are few, not only because they are not in existence, but because the ecosystem has not really brought them together, and the members of this community individually has not really seen why we should join. Because even the community managers has not really seen why they should bring them to that kind of opportunities, right? It is just now we're trying to see how we can really grow up the ecosystem and try to see how we can form the whole part of it without having to even seeing the part of whether I go to Lagos or not. At least you should be part of what we are building, right? So another question I would like to ask, which is the last question, in community management, right? We believe that yes, everybody wants to make money in the part of the whole world what we are now currently. But do you think that as a community manager, stroke or a community members, when you are joining a community, must you join a community because you want to make money, because you want to advertise what you are selling, or because me as a community manager, because I have a product and I felt like the only opportunity for me to do is that, oh, when I have a community of bringing people that can sell my product to, or that can sell this thing to, or that I can sell that to. Do you think it is quite very correct to see the first thing you are bringing on board for community managers is selling to them while you want them to learn at that common process?
Okay, right. So, one, I answer this in two ways, right? One, people join communities for so many reasons, right? And people build communities for so many reasons, right? So, but what I put in mind is the main reason you're building a community is to support your community members. That's the biggest thing. So, the intentions you're having in building that particular community, or you're building a product focused community, what's up? As a product focused community, so I'm building a product, I'm going to build a community around my products. So one thing I usually tell community managers, be straightforward when it comes to building communities, right? Why am I really building this community? What is the community worth standing for? Right. So let's say I have a product. I'm building a social e-commerce app. People could just come and buy products, right? But I want to build a community, right? So from the beginning, from this very get go, I have to make sure that this community I'm building a community for people who shop online, right? So that is straight in. So the goal and the objective of our community should be clear right from the beginning, right? So having a clear goal for the community right from the beginning would save you and the community members a lot of stress, a lot of back and forth when you start building that community, right? And again, people will join that particular community right now, which maybe is social, a community for people who shop online. People will join that particular community for so many reasons. Some are join that community to have access to people that sell goods or that sell stuff online. Some are joining that community to then talk with people and just make new friends in their city. Some are joining that community to to buy or to sell. Some are joining that community to understand how to sell online. Some are joining that community for the resources or for the stuff they'll be sharing on that community. So people join community for so many reasons, and you have to put that into consideration why you build that particular community, and you have to be straightforward to understand what you are building and why you are building it. Right? Are you building a community for selling of stuff? Are you building a community for social good? Are you building a community for developers? Are you building a community for designers? Be straightforward in those community, and be straightforward with your goals and objectives. That later on, people won't start living in community, or people won't start asking funny questions to your community and say, "What's up? What are we actually doing here?" Because today you are dropping links to buy stuff online. Tomorrow you're dropping resources on how to set up a YouTube channel. And next tomorrow you're just jumping from one part to another part. So what saves everyone is when community managers and people build communities are straightforward with what they want to achieve with that community. And trust me, community members will join this community for several reasons. And one way or the other, those reasons to join the community is tied to the overall goal of what the community is there for. So yeah. That's
Yeah,
okay.
we were talking about community spotlights, which I think I can hear that side very well. How does community spotlight works? Because one thing about community spotlight, in the sense of where I'm trying to get it, there are people that are very very engaging in the community. In fact, you yourself will be impressed when you see their activities. I'll be like, wow, I like this guy. They pull up. In fact, some people pull up something to trigger people to respond to questions, right? Are they the kind of spotlight people we are talking about, or somebody that just come and discover a meaningful thing, or somebody that just come and discover whether it's meaningful or it's not meaningful? It ensure that people just to carry people along. How do we discover people that are spotlight in a tech community?
Okay, so right, so you have to understand why you're doing a community spotlight. Are you doing the community spotlight to just every week pick up a community member and just spotlight them in the community, right? You might have you usually work for small based communities, which might be 50, 200 to 500 persons, whereby each week you reach out to someone in the community and say, "What's up? What's your name? What do you do?" We are spotlighting this community, just spotlight you for you being a member of the community, right? That's when we have to understand why you're doing a spotlight. What is it you're doing a spotlight? Are you generally doing it, picking a member every week randomly to spotlight? Or you're spotting members who are actively engaging, who are sharing resources that are in line with what the community is doing? Or you are spotlighting community members based on volunteering, or based on what's the word again? Based on various points you graded, right? Maybe based on how they are mentoring others in the community. So every community manager has to decide why they are running a particular community spotlight, what they are doing it for, right? And most time when people do community spotlight, they usually do it at random. Most communities do it at random, hereby they pick a particular community member, reach out to them, and just spotlight them, right? They usually go through the community database and just pick up everyone one by one and spotlight everyone each day. Or other people just go through the conversation on their community group and see those who are actively engaging meaningfully, right? Not just actively engaging, just hey, what's up? How's it going? Wow, nice, great. Not those type of engagement. People who are engaging meaningfully. Those people who are sharing resources, contents that are connected to the um, viral goal of the group, right? Those people who are sparking conversations, those people who are sustaining conversations, those people who are supporting other community members in the community, right? In a meaningful way, not just people just doing wow, nice. So you have to choose why you want to spotlight the community members. Are you spotlighting them randomly, just picking anyone and just spotlighting them, reaching out to them to just spotlight what they do, or you want to spotlight people who are actively engaging and supporting other community members meaningfully? And you have to understand, you have to create, how do you want to do this spotlight? Do you want to do it weekly? Do you want to do it bi-weekly? Do you want to do it monthly? Do you want to do it quarterly? So that again would also corner through how you want how you want to do your spotlight. If you're picking them randomly, or you're picking people that are actively engaged. That if people are actively engaged meaningfully, that means you'll be doing it frequently. You'll be doing it just once in a while, maybe monthly, or maybe quarterly, or maybe bi-weekly. But if you're picking them randomly and just supplying every member in the community, that means you have a lot of members to spotlight, a lot of members in your community spotlight too. We're doing that weekly spotlight every Wednesday, every Friday, and any day that works for you. Hi, Tope. Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So I don't know. Oh, so I don't know if Satoko is still around, but it seems you've actually answered all my question, and so it's just to still, for those people that will still listen to the recording, just to reiterate what you said.
So in as much as that
Okay.
is very, very concerned, I've really taken note of that. And you wanted to say something?
Hi, Tope, you kind of like break off.
Okay, sorry. Okay, you can hear me now. So
Yeah, can you hear?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, so I've really learned from you, and I've discovered that the part of where these people works in terms of spotlighting. In fact, this will be my first time of having to hear the clarification of community spotlighting, because when you are spotlighting, it makes people feel at home. As if, yeah, I'm doing something in this community, and it will encourage somebody in the community to say that yes, me too, I'll be engaging this time around, and see how I can be recognized. The more you recognize, the more people knows you, who you are, the more you have the trust personally. So I've understand that as a community managers, you need, or even as a community member, you should understand how community spotlight works, because these are things that would encourage members. These are things that would really bring whole thing in the community management system. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it, Timothy. It's such a great time to hear from you. Ever since of course about the CLA, I hope to see you discussing our impactful things at the CLA 2024 this year again. And of course, we are always ready to. This year we are hoping to get full on board and from Ibadan here, and of course fill out the whole house this year, not just Lagos alone. Now, of course, we want to make that impact in our own ecosystem, replicate such, so that people will be proud of what you've been doing in the ecosystem. And of course, me, I'm a lover of what you've been doing, and I'm really, really encouraged to see what I can do there in my own ecosystem. So thank you so much, Timothy. We
Yes,
really,
sir.
really appreciate it. It was nice having to hear from you again. It's, thank you very much. Kanye, I don't know if you have anything to say before we wrap up this session. Okay. Um,
Okay, nothing from my end. It's just to truly appreciate Mr. Timothy for his time, for his for the way he actually handled the topic. He did very good justice to it, handling from the side of the community managers and also handling the side of the community members. So now meeting at a center point. So it's really a great time that we had this evening. So that's why we say we
I,
record. So those that are not here will listen to
I
it
did not.
afterwards
I did not even
and hear
remember. I
from
did not even
the
remember to tell him that even when I saw him his picture at the 3NC, I'm not surprised. Because he's
yes,
always the boss.
yes,
Who will do
yes.
that? Who will do it if he does not? There's always this boss that you always see want to say, this person, oh, na normal. So we are not really surprised, and that's us really, really, really. We hope to have you in our ecosystem one of these days to talk about this community
Yeah,
value you've been doing. Honestly, well, any of this, I hope when we send an invitation to our CMX Fest, April, I hope you will receive our invitation. Of course, it will be
yeah, for sure,
such an
for sure.
honor to have the founders and, of course, a lot of startups that will be on board. So, what we're just trying to do here is that the whole ecosystem of community building is in Ibadan is totally different. We will be preparing this the same with you. It is just now we want to use the CMX platform to bring all our community managers together. They are here, they are ready, they always know us anytime. But we felt like since we know them already, we know what they are doing, but who recognize them? Nobody. So the only platform we could bring them is discussing between them and of course the startups, so that there will be more startups to sponsor most of this community. Because what encourages most community building is having an event. But when there's no support, who will run your event? Nobody. So we believe that if community managers are ready, of course startups will also be ready. And I'm glad to even bring Propel on board through you, right? You've really done an amazing thing. I've been with Propel, and of course, they are eager to contribute to the whole part of the ecosystem. Thanks to you and thanks to the CL as a whole, right? We really appreciate it. And of course, we are hoping to send an invitation to you, and you will accept our invitation April 20th, right? It's just a day, and of course, it will be a platform to bring you in and, of course, to discuss your experience with us, build our community ecosystem together. Thank you so much, Timothy, and do have a wonderful night.
Okay,
Awesome,
so before
awesome. Thank you
Timothy
very
goes,
much.
I want to ask if Mr. Ricky has anything to say before we actually wrap it up.
No, I want to say just, Timothy, I appreciate you presenting and sharing your insights. I think that's super huge. What you had talked about is, being able to find a common goal on why a community exists, right? Being able to align synergies, views, the passion, and being able to build relationships. I think that's very important, right? And it really just starts with one individual kind of sparking that change and bringing that idea to light. And I think it will gradually grow. So, I appreciate all of your time today and giving me a little bit better understanding on why communities exist and why it's so important to, just not in our everyday lives, but, into an ecosystem of, whether it's region, country, city, state, etc. It's important to be able to make connections and, again, build those relationships. So, Tope, I appreciate you moderating. Timothy, I appreciate you sharing. Um, I wish you all the best.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you very much for sharing
Yeah.
what you. Yeah. So I think that is all from my end. So
Yeah,
Okay.
nothing much. Thank you very much, Richie, for that word of motivation. We really appreciate. And I think that was all. Thank you very much, every individual, and let's have a wonderful night.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're
Good
all
night.
Night.
ready.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
And
Bye.
thank you for having me. Bye.